Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Women's History Month, hashtag Choose to Challenge. I am Lawana Bradford, visionary and co-founder of Celebrate You, Women Embracing Wellness. And I am so excited because we are going way, way across the pond to Ghana to talk to Evelyn Appiah-Doniya. Welcome, Evelyn. How's it going?
Oh, fine.
Evelyn and I met,
so
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm glad to be on the show. I'm glad. I'm so happy.
So am I. I mean, we met through Facebook. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah. About
like
10 years.
10 years, yes. Because you were in the UK when we met, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And now you're back home in Ghana.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about you and what are you doing in Ghana?
All right. I'm retired. I used to work at the University of Ghana.
Okay.
And I retired in 2010. Yeah. So since then, I've been home. I've started an NGO. That's what we call it here. A non-profit.
Okay.
Yes, a small non-profit that I'm using to help people and their livelihoods within my community.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, that's what I'm doing now. Yes. And I'm also taking care of my grandchildren and getting involved with everything. I have my finger in every pie you can think of.
That's wonderful. How many grandchildren do you have?
6.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about Women's History Month, because, what's happening, I mean, around the world, there's a big focus on elevating and celebrating women. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in Ghana and how your country is recognizing women and the roles they're playing?
Yes. In Ghana, we're also talking about what is happening on the international scene. We are all excited that Mrs. Okonkwo Iweala Njoji has become the WTO's first woman Director General.
Oh,
everybody is excited. Yes, she's from Nigeria. Yeah, and then we are also excited that even in these COVID times, women heads of states in many countries have been seen as the best managers of COVID. You're talking about Australia, you're talking about Norway, and all those countries where women are heads of state, women are they have managed COVID very well, and women are proud of that. Yes. Then when you come to Ghana, we have a Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection.
Okay.
And they have played a leading role in mobilizing women and talking about International Women's Day. They have had award ceremonies for women who are doing very well in their fields of endeavor. For example, I remember 2 young women who are mentoring other young women about adolescent reproductive health. Okay. These have been recognized. Yeah, they were given awards. Then one of the best radio shows that we have is Women to Women. It's on our national broadcasting. The young lady is called Evelyn Appiah-Doniya. And very good. She's brought so many women to come and talk about themselves, about their challenges, what they are doing, and so on. And the program is very popular. So, I mean, these are some of the women. And our First Lady, too, has spoken on a few platforms. I mean, encouraging women to, give up their best. Yeah, everybody's saying this is our month.
I love that. I love hearing the international perspective, because sometimes when I think other countries do it better than the U.S. Sometimes in the U.S. we can become so inwardly focused, and whereas when you're in other countries, it seems like you said, your eye is on the global landscape, and your conversation is on the global landscape, and that's one of the things that I hope that we're doing within Celebrate You, is to continue to, to extend that hand to our sisters in other countries, so that collectively we can come together and unite our voice.
We can achieve more. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So with Choose to Challenge, what do you find in Ghana is one of the biggest challenges facing women? I know when I was doing some of my research, you do have women that are elevating in parliament, but when compared to men, just like in the U.S., there's a huge imbalance, right?
Yeah, exactly. In terms of numbers, we are more than them. But when it comes to, positions, political positions, and so on and so forth, then we are just a small minority. What happens in parliament is the same everywhere. A lot of tokenism. I mean, big organizations, you go, all the women are at the bottom of the ladder. I mean, most of the women. Yeah, exactly. So that's a challenge. But personally, I always say that we have this problem because women ourselves are not socializing our children equally. That is my personal view. We are not socializing our children equally. So there's always a gap. The boy child is seen as, special. Girls are loved and everything, but then, when you come to, the true situation, it's not like that. For example, when there's not much money or resources, boys will be given the advantage of pursuing further studies first and foremost before girls. Times are changing gradually, yes. But this is what has created a situation where we have a lot of women who have missed opportunities, who could have done very well if they had been put on equal footing with the boys. Yeah.
So, and that's a big problem that you said. It's how we're socializing our children, and so they grow up expecting, okay, well, this is my brother, so my brother's going to get priority over me. How do we change that narrative?
We can change it right from childhood. As women, we should socialize the children at home. Most of us women are teachers in early child education. You see, so, and most, when you talk about single parenthood, it's usually women who are single parents. You hardly find men, in our culture, the child will stick with the mother till it's independent enough, or something like that. So it's our responsibility to make sure that even at that early stage, we let the children know that they are equal and girls are capable of doing what boys can do. I mean, in terms of achievement in academics and other things like that. That is what I think.
Within Ghana,
Yeah.
What is like here? We were really focused on getting women or young girls involved in your STEM careers, your science, technology, engineering, and math.
Yes.
Is there? Do you see an equal push?
Yeah, we have a STEM program within the Ministry of Education, and you can see that now there's a conscious effort to get girls into sciences, the sciences. There is a conscious effort. And one of the things that I admire was that there's a very popular science quiz program in this country. And the quiz mistress, is a professor of science. And it's just wonderful. And of course, we have schools, girls' schools that perform very well. I always feel that one of the best schools in Africa is in Ghana, and it's a girls' secondary school. Yeah.
That's
so
great.
Yeah, but you see, it will take time because at the early stages, things weren't like that. Yeah.
But you do see progress being made. So you taught at the university. What did you teach?
Yes. I taught community development. I worked with the Institute of Adult Education, then now it's School of Continuing Distance Education. That was the what you call the extension wing of the university, the Adult Education Department. And I worked there for many years. Yeah.
Now, the work that you did within university, did it also support the United Nations initiatives dealing with sustainable communities?
We worked, we did a lot of work with the UN, but with the UNFPA.
Okay.
Yes, the UNFPA, United Nations Population Fund. We did a nationwide project and on family planning and girls' education. Importance of girls' education was one of our main strategies, and we also trained people to go work in the community. We call them facilitators to go work in the communities. Yeah, things like that. Yeah.
So that's good. So you trained them at university, then you sent them to be hands-on to help the community?
Yes, within the communities, yes. And we had it was quite an interesting program because for the first time we used mass media like films. We got the communities themselves to act in the films. Wherever you showed it, people saw themselves, they saw their neighbors, and then because of that, we had a lot of people coming, to participate, because immediately after showing, there was a discussion about the topics that were, and then they would. It was so interesting. People were like very happy to see their friends and so on. So they got really involved in what we did.
That's a wonderful way to get buy-in. So you have the community participating, they have their friends and family there, and then you get engaged in the conversation to help identify solutions. I love that.
Yeah. I wrote a paper when we finished the project, so I'll send you a copy.
Yes, please.
I'll send you a copy to read about the project. Very, very interesting.
Thank you. So let's talk about one of the things, and you and I were talking before we started the show about when you were under colonialism, British rule in the 50s, women had the right to vote as did men.
Yes, exactly. In 1950, yes.
But then when you gained your independence, that's when we were talking about the Constitution in 1992, then still carrying on that equality as far as voting.
Yeah, we still, seriously, again, every woman has a right to vote in Ghana. There's no There's no doubt about that. It's just that you don't have enough women participating in politics. For so many reasons. I don't want to say that politics it's not a very clean field, sort of, because the men are there, they are very aggressive. Ghanaian women are strong, but then they are so preoccupied with many things. And then you go into the field and the men are there, So we have women who are in politics. And you see, what happens is that most women prefer to be in the behind the scenes and support the men. If you read Ghana's history, you see that, yes, a lot of women have funded politics and so on. Even they themselves haven't been in the forefront. But things are changing. It's just that right now I think we have less than 30% of women parliamentarians. And that's not much.
No, that's small, but it's growing. And it's the same thing here in the US. I mean, definitely the last 4 years, we've seen a huge swing in our congressional and Senate representation. But just like in Ghana, women fuel financially the political movement. I mean, we're putting a lot of money behind it.
Yes. In Ghana, we have women traders, women who trade in the informal sector. They don't have shops. They trade in the open market.
Okay.
But they have the money. They sell fabrics and everything under the sun. And they manage their money well, and they have money. You see, but then they will go and offer themselves as candidates. I don't know. That's it.
Have you ever thought about getting involved politically?
No. There's a proverb that says, if you want to know where your grandmother was buried, go and do politics.
Oh, right.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So they will dig out every. I mean, it's really not. But we have a lot of bold women, who offer themselves, and but at the local level, the district level, we have a lot of women participating. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so more involved at the local level, but when you elevate to the parliamentary level,
when it comes to the no, then the numbers come down. Yeah.
So, tell me, we're almost out of time. Tell me about what woman that you personally know has most influenced your life.
Oh, I would say my mother, my own mother.
Okay.
She's passed on, but she was such a strong woman. I don't compare myself to her because she was so different. She was a midwife, a community midwife. So she lived in the community, yeah. And she was involved in a lot of things to help people. So, I mean, in terms of education, hers ended at the midwifery training school. I have continued and gone far, but I shudder to compare myself to her because she was like, she was an opinion leader. In fact, USA described her, one of their papers somewhere, that she was an opinion leader. I mean, people will consult her for things in the community. She was involved in the water project. She was the chairman of the district health management committee. She was a member of the rural bank directors. She was, I mean, I don't know how she found time to combine all these things, but she was.
So you're saying from midwife in the community to the director of the rural bank.
Yeah, she was a member of the board of directors. Yes.
Yes.
She was for many years. So she passed on. But I admire her because my father died early and she took care of us. She made sure we had a good education, my brother and I. And then she also helped me, when I was starting my family. Oh, she was so supportive. Some of my children used to think she was their mother, not me. Yes. So they used to call me sister and call her ma. It was so funny. But she was game with it, Sadly, at the time when they're all grown up, now I have an empty nest. There's nobody here. She has passed on. Yeah. But she was a very strong woman. I admire her so much.
What, if you could think of, and I know there's many, many that you could think of, but if you could think of one thing that she would tell you over and over again, what would that one thing be?
My mother.
Mm-hmm.
She was, that didn't, I don't know how that has affected me because she was always telling me to be patient.
To be patient?
I don't know why. To be patient. Amma, take your time. Take your time. You think about it. Take your time. Think about it. I don't know why because I'm not a very, but she used to think that I reacted quickly to things. She was always, telling me, take your time. Take your time. You think about it first. I don't know, but she was also a family person. She always encouraged me she said, look, in our language, we have something like, baby Aniha is like, this place is like everywhere else, when you are in a hands, it's like, don't think that things are better elsewhere or something like that. So she used to say that, if there's something between you and your spouse, she'll say, oh, it's okay, you just be patient. Just baby, it's the same everywhere. That kind of attitude. Yeah. But maybe that has, helped me to stay.
So it's basically like how we would say it in our country is basically like the grass isn't always greener.
That is it. Yes. It could be better even where you are.
Yeah. So how would you say that in your language?
Baby Aniha.
Baby Aniha?
Yes, baby Aniha. This is like everywhere else. Yeah, baby Aniha. Yeah. Yeah.
I love your language. It's so melodic. It's so beautiful.
And it's so easy to learn.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'll have to come visit you and stay in Ghana for a little bit.
You have to come to Ghana.
I do.
You have to. Yes,
I'm the only one in my family that hasn't been to Africa. I mean, I've traveled all over, but I've never been. My dad, he was actually stationed in Ethiopia for a couple of years. And then my mom was up in the northern part of Africa in Tunisia. And I think my brother went to Sudan and I think it was Ghana also.
Ghana, yes. And I'm sure he liked Ghana. I'm very sure.
All three of them love the country. I mean, they saw different parts of it, but they love the continent of Africa.
You come to Ghana, love Ghana most.
But you're not biased though, right?
If I didn't.
You're not biased.
No, when you come, you say, "Oh, Evelyn, you said it."
I will come. If I commit to saying I'm going to come visit, I will come visit you.
Okay, that would be beautiful.
As soon as they open up things, and
yes, they have to open up things. As I talk to you now, I'm coming to the US for a visit.
When?
Next month. Early May.
Oh, you
early
are?
May.
Where are you going to be?
Yeah. I'm going to be in Ohio, Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be there?
Oh, about 6 weeks.
Definitely, let's connect when you get here because I'll fly and come see you for a little bit.
That would be nice. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
that would be so
you're coming
wonderful.
all the way over here. I can take a little, 2-hour flight to see you.
Oh, I'll be so glad to see you. Thank you.
That'll be great.
Thank you.
Yes. So we are almost out of time. What lasting words would you like to leave with our listening audience as far as challenging themselves to always exercise their voice?
Yes, it's you see, if we don't talk, nobody will talk for us as women. And I'm using the example of our country now. I've been looking at boards and committees, governments, state boards, state committees, and it's the same. There are only 2 women on every board in the country. 2 women. That then you have, it's not that there are no women on the board, but there are 2. Sometimes the board has 15 members, 10 members, 12, 13, 2 women.
Wow.
So women must talk.
Yes.
It's not as if women don't have the knowledge, don't have the expertise. They do. For women who have excelled, they have really excelled in this country. So how come when it comes to such things, this is not voting where you have to go and offer yourself for people to, say all sorts of things that you may not want to hear. But this is why it's based on your qualification, your experience, and things like that. But it looks like there's a glass ceiling, not in the workplace, but even when you have to select women to represent, if you look at our numbers, we are more than the men. So women talk, women must make their voices heard. So that we represent it. Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, thank you so much, Evelyn. This has been great. I could talk to you for hours.
It's true. I am a talker too.
We'll have to have you back on one of our other shows. But I thank you so much for being a part of this. Evelyn Appiah, right? Doniya.
Yes, Doniya. Very good. You got it right.
Well, to our listening audience, thank you so much for joining us again for another special edition of Women's History Month, #Choose the Challenge with Evelyn Appiah-Doniya. Thank you so much, Evelyn. And we will see you next time. And as we always say and celebrate you, love yourself, embrace yourself.
Thank you very much.
And whatever you do, celebrate you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.